Another massive market shift and the bank's getting ready. Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Thanks for checking into the video. If you're new, I want to welcome you here. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. As a California licensed real estate agent in a euphoric Southern California market, it has been the Wild West out here, folks. Drink the real estate punch at its highest levels. Euphoria through the roof and follow the herd mentality. I've never seen how this type of real estate market ever, and that we are in a clear real estate bubble. Make no mistake about it. We are being held up by stimulus, eviction bans, mortgage forbearance, unemployment benefits, just to name a few. There are so many fiscal cliffs ahead of us. Any one of them could tip the market into a full landslide. Now, I believe the government's going to do its best to give us a soft landing, but the reality is all this money printing, the dust will have to settle. We will have to pay the piper, and the housing market could definitely suffer. I'm not cheering for a crash. I try to maintain to be a realist, and again, I like to hope for the best, but expect the worst. I've lived through the situation before where I had to carry an appreciating asset and eventually let it go. It was no fun. That's why today I'm more concerned about owning other people's property than my own, and that's my goal. My goal is also to make you rich. I know if I can make you rich, I can get rich too. So that's my goal. I believe knowledge is a great way to do that, and that's what we're going to do here today. So before we get into this very red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment below, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Please watch to the end, which will hopefully be my final thought. So here's the thing, folks. As a boots on the ground realtor, I just had my phone ringing off the hook from buyers nonstop all day, every day. That is no exaggeration. For probably a solid 2 months. It finally died off a couple weeks ago, and now I maybe get a call or two every day or two. And what we're seeing is a clear market shift. Where I used to see through my inner agent email system with all the area agents in my area, which is over 1,000 agents. I work for one of the biggest brokerages in the world with some of the top performing agents in the world. It was completely buyer need. Everybody had buyers. Of course you had buyers. We were in euphoria. Agents thinking they were the new hot thing because everybody wanted to buy a home where a 10-year-old could sell a house in this market. Now the shift has become very diverse. What I'm seeing is a lot of BOMs back on the market because properties, either the agent got fired because they overpromised, underdelivered, and so the property's back on the market. Price change, which is just a polite way of saying price reductions. You price too high, now you're going through price reductions. New listings all the time. We're seeing more and more new listings. The data's out there. Look it up. I'm sure you're watching a lot of these people that are providing actual charts and data for you. I'm a boots on the ground realtor. I keep my thumb on the pulse from my active clients, which gives me real-time results that I run with, and hopefully you guys will benefit from that. So one of the latest trends that I'm seeing, folks, not only this clear market shift from buyer euphoria shifting to a leveling in borderline seller euphoria. Anybody that's capable of moving and cashing out and taking their money where they can get it back into something else for less money, people are doing that. If people own investment properties and are second or third homes, they have a bunch of appreciation. They're sometimes saying, hey, you know what, let's capitalize on this and take the money for the money grab. And then, there's just all kinds of scenarios right now playing out that are bringing sellers to the market. But the primary one, make no mistake about it, is greed. People want to capitalize on this money. Now, I have tons of equity in my property. It's what I call dead equity because I'm not pulling equity lines. I leave it alone. I leave my payments low. And that way, rents tend to go up. It's got me to a point where it's changed my life. It's allowed me the freedom to come be transparent with my audience here on YouTube because I can sacrifice the sale. The sale is not that important to me. So one of the things in this market shift that we're now seeing is that I'm getting continued emails from these companies recruiting agents because of the level of distressed homes. There is a lot of people in millions not paying their mortgage. And guess what? A lot of them have been surviving on unemployment benefits, which are ending. And the only way they're going to be able to hang on to this asset is get current. Because if you have to get current, or you're going to have to refinance the home. And a lot of these people won't be able to refinance the home because their income has changed when they originally pulled their loan. So long story short, I'm not a banker. I'm a salesman and a landlord and a renter myself. You know, what I'm seeing though, and I've talked about this from early on when I started posting these videos, is banks, make no mistake about it, folks, please, got to be a realist in this situation. Now, is there going to be a landslide of foreclosures? Probably not. But will there be some? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There was already foreclosure, numbers prior to the pandemic. This is going to produce a ton of them, and I'll tell you why. You've got landlords with non-paying tenants that are finally going to get their houses back, and they've been in mortgage forbearance, not because if their tenants aren't paying, they're not paying the bank, and that was really the design of mortgage forbearance. But we had to make it available to everybody, which has pumped up the market and artificially stimulated it. So those landlords are going to most likely want the money grab because that's not their primary home. It's their investment property, and they have an opportunity to be done with tenants and toilets. So they're going to want to go to market. And if they can't get that thing sold and the bank's satisfied with whatever, because they're going to have to satisfy, if you're in a mortgage forbearance and you sell, you have to pay the bank those back payments. They lien the property, foreclose the property, whatever they need to do to get paid. Their obligation is to themselves, not you. Believe me, folks. And again, I put a screenshot in the thumbnail of this video of one of the emails I'm getting almost daily from different companies positioning themselves to handle distressed homes. This is a clear and present danger. So, the reality is this is just an agent that's being transparent and giving you guys some straight talk, not trying to tell you it's all sunshine and rainbows and how you should be buying right now because the interest rates are so low and the money is so cheap. Well, if you have to overpay on property to get that cheap money, it's not as cheap as it was. And again, I'm not opposed to buying property right now. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see anybody go all in where they become house poor. Do not follow the herd on this one. Buy investment property. If you're very wealthy and well off and can pay cash, great. But listen, I always tell my clients, anytime they ask me, do you think we should buy or wait right now? Not going to hurt you to wait. Not going to hurt you to wait. We are at the top of the market. Now, again, you don't get hurt when you buy at the wrong time. You get hurt when you sell at the wrong time. So you're fine if you buy now, but be prepared if and when the correction comes, you're probably going to be upside down in what you paid versus what it's worth. And if you paid all cash and it's your dream home, forever home, you don't care about that. But if you leveraged yourself, you spent pretty much all your savings to get in, and now you've got an asset that's not worth what you paid, it doesn't feel good. It's just not a good feeling. But that's even fine. But if, let's say, you have another baby or a medical bill or you get laid off or you have something come up and all of a sudden now you're running on fumes, that's when being house poor becomes very, very painful, folks. And like I said before, I did this at the last bubble. I bought at the top. The asset went upside down. I carried it for a while. The banks were very crooked back then. They were really just trying to force people into letting their homes go, trying to advertise loan mods and anything they could do. But their goal was to take possession of homes, package them up, and sell them off. And so, it's for me, it left such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm doing much better today. Great life. Like, sometimes I would say, create a life you don't need a vacation from. And I almost got that. I love real estate. I would work in real estate for free. I happen to get paid for it, but I swear to you, I would do it for free. I love working in real estate that much. But it's not for everybody. 80% of all people that get their real estate license do not make it in real estate. My only advice to somebody getting into real estate is be prepared to have at least a year's worth of cash reserves to carry yourself before you even start making an income. Only the 5% of real estate agents get wealthy. 95% of real estate agents right now are basically making a living similar to what you're probably making at your day job. Again, you have to love it. It's not all glamour. It's a lot of backstabbing, grandiose agent inflated egos out there and giving agents really a bad name. And maybe that's why, I don't know, I seem to be kind of doing pretty well here on YouTube. I love you guys so very much. You've been so encouraging for me, and I think it's just a breath of fresh air to not see somebody try to manufacture his content so clipped apart till I look perfect with this bubblegum brand of homemade video. Listen, folks, you don't need that right now. You need real talk. I need real talk. There's some real big stuff. This is not the time to sugarcoat everything. We're coming out of a global pandemic with a lot of countries in big pain right now. America has got its share going on too. There is, I try to be as lighthearted and entertaining for you folks. The reality is there's sometimes where I go, wow, like I do not trust what's going on in the world right now. Like I'm getting ready for anything. Like I'm going to save my cash. I'm going to have supplies. I'm going to be ready, because when the pandemic hit, everybody took a big breath. We're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And now that we're kind of open, everybody's like, woo, time to go crazy again. And I think that's the herd mentality. Again, I'm loving getting out there too, but we really have to remain realists at this time. So that's my advice moving forward. Just wanted to give you guys a little temperature check of what an actual agent's actually seeing, not trying to spin the market, getting you to buy or whatever. We need to really keep our thumb on the pulse of the industry and the markets. We're going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to just try to turn the camera on and go and bring you some real talk. So again, folks, wait on the sidelines. Congratulations, keep doing it. If you got tons of cash and you're super rich, buy, go crazy out there. But just remain a realist. This market will not last forever. Mark my words, there will be changes, and we just have to watch and wait and see when and by how much. I have some thoughts on that one. Wait for future videos, and we will see you soon.